the back materials into. And I've got to talk with Eric Hecker again about his experience in Antarctica, where he actually was given a giant panorama of a mountain range down there taken by one of his coworkers while he was there that has a couple pyramids in it, and that he was able to see some pyramids while flying over from where they landed to McMurdo, or one of the other where he was working.
If you share my screen real quick, I have a picture of Antarctica from the 1950s that seems a little bit more detailed than what we get today.
Heck yes.
So yeah, this is from the Hammond World Atlas of 1957. This is one of my grandfather's books, and as you can see, they show a lot more green area in Antarctica, and there's also a lot more detail of what's going on down here compared to the maps we have today. So I know it's hard to see on Instagram.
Still though, right? Like,
see how detailed it is.
How is there more detail than we're given now?
Yeah, this is what we're given now. This is Google, just for comparison. This is what it looks like now with our advanced technology. But yeah, back in the 1950s, this is what we're working with. So you can see up to the South Pole. According to this map, I mean, it alludes to there being green around this area. I mean, that's my interpretation of what I'm seeing here.
Whoa.
So I don't know. Hammond World Atlas, 1957.
Yeah, keep that up for a moment. That I don't know if we can make it any bigger. Hey,
I don't think we can. But
Instagram.
I was also looking into, like, there's a website that lists historic sites on Antarctica, and a lot of them were these weird monuments all over the place down there. I don't know if they've been renamed or I don't know. But yeah, this is another map of Antarctica. You can see it's pretty much, they say everything's frozen, no green land, less detail.
Right, like, and it seems like there's lots of different stations and like outposts and whatnot, different features, settlements and whatnot labeled there, where today we're given none of that.
Yeah, really strange. I don't know.
And were you saying that there was pyramids labeled in that one, or no?
Oh, no pyramid. I didn't notice any pyramids on here at all. No. Mount Sedley is labeled, but I mean, no signs of it being man-made or anything like that, according to this.
And shout out ElkMan.
Yeah, in the old
Devon Island.
In this atlas from 1665, it doesn't even exist. The North Pole does, but the South Pole isn't on here.
Shout out Calyx.
And thank you, Calyx member channel. Appreciate it. Were you gonna hold that up, ElkMan? Ooh, got some fancy OG technology.
Appreciate you, Steven.
Sorry. Oh, freaking! Still need to figure out my stupid.
Do you know much about Pyramid Mountain, Bernie?
Pyramid Mountain. Which one?
Near you?
Near me?
I thought there was one somewhere up there, like near Banff or something.
Not to my awareness, but would not surprise me at all. And I'm gonna have to search this now. It's amazing how many pyramid mountains there are out there. Oh,
well, the one
wrote in
the White Pyramid, but there's another one too called just Pyramid Mountain. It's in Alberta as well.
Yeah, I wrote
Jasper.
Oh, sorry, Shem. Were you trying to share or?
No, I don't.
Pyramid Mountain, and it says Pyramid Mountain, Alberta. First thing up. Not seen this. Got me a new mountain to hike. Oh yeah, in Jasper.
Yeah.
Mount
And then there's the White
McKean.
Pyramid in Banff too.
And Mount Merlin, apparently, right close to Pyramid Mountain. Fascinating. That don't really look like a pyramid, though. And sorry, which one in Banff were you saying?
The White Pyramid.
The White Pyramid.
Yeah, Steven has a comment too about the governor of Arizona. His burial plot is a giant white pyramid in Phoenix. It's like similar to the one that you find close to, or I think it's close to Yale. I'm not sure. I don't remember. There's one on the East Coast too. There, it reminded me of when I saw it. I think Pravi and Mohan actually has a video about the one that I'm talking about. It could be Robert Seffer though, where they walk up to the pyramid and film the inside. And
I've seen that video.
I don't remember what it's called though, unfortunately.
Huh.
I'll look it up real quick. The Arizona one though. Yeah, Hunt's tomb. Pretty strange.
I think there's one of those in Toronto too.
Right? Like there's pyramid mountains everywhere.
I wouldn't be surprised if they build it in modern times though, but it is interesting. George W.P. Looks like Jordy Jordan from Wings of Redemption. What do you guys think about the these more representations of the Dendera light bulb around Egypt? Do you think that that's what that is right here on the left? This
Definitely looks like it.
Yeah, these symbols are found in multiple places in Egypt.
Wow. I was unaware of that.
Like right here. Google Earth found it right here. Not sure what they would represent in hieroglyphics, but yeah, there's I think 5 different locations I found them at. Well, 5 including the original.
That looks like a light bulb, just Egyptian style. That's wild. And does the snake mean current or electricity? Potentially that's below it.
It could. I would like to hear other interpretations of what it means though.
Because symbols, have multiple meanings. There's a picture's worth 1,000 words. So a symbol can mean 1,000 different things. And it's not that the modern translation of ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs is wrong. It's just that it's not all there, not all the understanding. And
well, Egyptian history is completely messed up. I mean, multiple chronologists have different opinions about how it started. I mean, there's 4 or 5 different first kings of Egypt. It's hard to figure out exactly where it all began and who's who, because a lot of them have the same exact story but just different names.
Oh, absolutely. And it's ridiculous how ridiculous the official Egyptian history story is, and what they still try to claim and teach today.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Magneto in the chat too, that it could be a plasma light bulb, like those plasma globes you get.
100%.
Like, because it could just have a gas in there that reacts to whatever power is being generated from the pyramid.
Exactly. The electrostatic energy in the area activates the vacuum tube, plasma tube, and turn it into a light.
I wonder what else it could be, though. I mean, just I don't know. If you think, because people do speculate that the pyramids were a way of generating energy, so maybe they're some sort of battery as well. Because why would I mean that's a pretty huge light bulb. You'd think it's impractical to make that a light source, right? So I mean they probably had alternative light sources if we're considering that they had electricity back then.
What do you think? It's a homunculus or something?
I honestly have no idea what it could be. It's one of the weirdest things I've ever seen.
I'm not ruling homunculus in a jar out. That could be. That's funny.
I mean,
And
historical texts talk about them using different various oils to power lamps underground, right? And or inside of their structures. So they had like long burning oils that they specialized in. So I don't see them like so that's the mainstream narrative, although it's not talked about very often. So maybe they didn't even need electricity because these oils could have had multiple effects on their body. Maybe they were actually like good for them to consume the fumes from the oil since they are inside, right?
Yeah,
We're talking about plants that are sometimes extinct today or unknown
yeah,
what they are. So
yeah, they could be
potentially.
biogas digesters. Like the pyramids could even be gigantic biogas digesters. Basically, you throw a bunch of like compost into those things that John Levi was showing out in the desert, and then it creates a gas enough to power electricity. They're
the
pretty cool.
kilns.
Yeah, those kilns, like that's why most of them aren't burnt because there's something called biogas digesters, and it was a way to create power with rotting vegetables. So I speculate that like that was a big farming area before, and then they just dump all their rotten crops or like waste in there, and were powered that way in the past, possibly.
It's very interesting, but
Biofuel.
because in Spain you have the same exact type of ovens in the old Carthaginian cities or Phoenicians. So it'd be interesting to find out based on like what you're saying if both those places had like a large agricultural history and maybe there's something to what you're saying.
Yeah, I'll bring it up.
But I mean I don't know.
Yeah. If you're able to share, for sure. So
Give me
this
one
is
second, I'll come back.
in Ohio, where you live, one of the mounds / buried pyramids that you've been exploring.
Yeah, this is Jeffers Mountain in Worthington. It's in the middle of a neighborhood. As you can see, there's houses surrounding this. For some reason, they decided to spare this mound, even though they've torn down some of the largest ones. Like, for example, there used to be a mound on one of the busiest roads in Columbus called Mound Street that was apparently torn down to make room for a road. But this one here you're looking at still survives north of Columbus and basically an area right north of OSU campus, like 5-minute drive. But the interesting thing about this is that the entire area around this is likely man-made as well. Like when I'm driving to get in here, this goes down into the river right here, but it's multiple layers going up. And that
Kim, do you
sometimes
mind making that full screen for us?
yeah, and then sometimes I'll walk down here with my dogs and stuff down along this river, and you can see old brickwork along the river where there used to be like boats or something. I don't know what would be there, but there was just like brickwork and docks and stuff set up all along the river. And
Really?
so I don't know.
That's
Really
amazing.
interesting.
You're gonna have to get us some footage of that too. And you're probably bang on with that entire area is like man-made and terraformed constructed. Like first off called Pyramid Street. So clearly there were multiple. And the fact that when we look at such sites as the Bosnian pyramids and all the research and discoveries Samir has made, and showing that the entire valley, including the waterways and systems throughout it, were all terraformed and constructed and part of the purpose and function of the sites.
This area, well, in history they give multiple reasons for the earthworks existing. Some of them are even as simple as they wanted to be able to get inside the castles during a siege, which sounds insane, but that's what people like Herodotus and Diodorus of Sicily say, and they're some of the most important historians that we have access to. But the area that this mountain that that we're looking at now is located in is like a hotspot for mountains in Ohio. And as you can see by this plaque here that's at the site, I believe that this one right here is the mound, and then this is an older, larger mound, and then there were earthworks all around this area as well, but none of them survived to this day. They have one little area that's I guess maybe this is where the wigwam was or something, that they for some reason they kept this. I don't know, it's just really silly to me.
Well, it's to
but
show
it's there.
insignificance. Oh, it was just this one little hill with this one little foundation that was wood that rotted away. Nothing to see here. Don't worry about whatever we excavated and destroyed and removed while building on these sites.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And you can see in the thumbnail here kind of what it looked like before as well. Well, I can't really go over it, but right here where my mouse is now, that's a map of the old site before it was destroyed, and you can see it kind of goes down to the river right here as well. And then up here there used to be like another river type structure that's completely changed now. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, we have serpent mounds here in Ontario as well. Not a lot of people know of them, but they're in Rice Lake. It's a National Historic Site of Canada.
Really?
Yeah, I'll bring that up.
Ancients used and built and utilized and incorporated into all of their functioning architecture and building and terraforming, and had clearly a lot more abundant. Man mentioned White Peak and Pyramid Mountain in Banff.
Yeah, the White Pyramid.
Or the White Peak there, and then I guess Pyramid Mountain is in Jasper, which is 100 kilometers north of the site. Very, very sus spots. I am going to have to check them out.
North America too. I don't, just in the middle of the woods, or if you're like canoeing or something, because the few times I've been canoeing, I've seen sites like this.
Well, are they burial sites? And also
some sources say they're like burial sites sometimes, or they're just places where for traveling to point to know which direction to go next. So like landmarks, I guess. That's the story I've been given when I asked about what they were in North America, at least.
Yeah, there does appear to be many of them on the Canadian-U.S. border, from what I've seen.
But this one right here that my mouse is over, if you can see my mouse, the HSM 67, so Site 67, the Granite House rock cut. So there's a house apparently made of granite, but a lot of these don't have pictures, like I was saying. So you have all these monuments in Antarctica that just a lot of them don't have pictures.
Such a tease.
The Lighthouse Primo de Mayo built by Argentina. Ceremonial facilities of San Martin Base. Yeah, you get it.
I do suspect this. 2QIK for you games. Humanity will learn its true history and past when all of the sands of Giza have been uncovered, I suspect and believe. Or when the ice of Antarctica melts.
Yeah.
Right, because another possibility, of course, was the crustal displacement, and during Einstein's life, it was a giant debate, and that in the end, I believe he said that he sided with this catastrophism, pole shifting crustal displacement theory. But who really knows? I sure don't. But I'd love to, figure it out one day. To finish off with the pyramids and the Devon Island pyramids, and shout out to you, ElkMan, showing that map and then us being able to find those pictures of the pyramid.